if you're a college football fan, even if your team was not in the playoffs this year, this was one of the greatest pair of playoff games that I've seen with the semifinals ever. This has been an amazing day of college football. You know, starting out with TCU and Michigan. Michigan favored to come in and win. You know, TCU, it was back and forth. TCU had the big run. And then, you know, ending the third quarter, Michigan scored 16 points in like a matter of 5 minutes. So you think, oh, man, can TCU hold on? And if you're not a Big 12 fan, or if you're not a fan of TCU and you never have watched TCU this season, that game was just a copycat of all of TCU's games this year for the most part. You know, they fight. It's always a close game. It's always a nail-biter. It comes down to a last play here and there. TCU came to play, and, man, they're going to be a tough out for Georgia next week there in LA at the Rose Bowl. Props to TCU. Of course, being an OU fan, I'm rooting for the Big 12, of course, you know, to get somebody in the national championship, and I hope that TCU wins it all. Man, that's just I'm so excited for TCU, and just all the history that is being made. First-year coach Sonny Dykes, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. I mean, just an overhaul with TCU, and to see them in his first year, you know, run through the Big 12. Yeah, they step up to Kansas State, and then they go in and they beat Michigan. Man, TCU it feels like TCU is a team of destiny, in my opinion. And I mean, after the performance that they did today against Michigan, I would not put it past them that they couldn't beat Georgia next Monday. Man, TCU, great job. I think you guys shocked the world. I don't think nobody saw that coming. Man, great job, TCU. Then we get to the second game, and you think, man, there's no way that this game can, you know, compare to the first game, right? Wrong. Kind of like the first game, you know, Georgia's the favorite. Ohio State didn't have much of a chance. This should be an easy win. Georgia's going to win, you know, by 10, 14 points. Should be an easy day at the office. That was not the case at all. You know, Georgia started a little slow. They go down in the first quarter. They miss a field goal. You think, oh, okay, whatever, not a big deal. Ohio State goes down. Marvin Harrison. Now, I haven't watched a lot of Ohio State this year, but, man, Marvin Harrison, what a beast. Man, what a beast of a receiver he is. But, so Ohio State goes down, they score 7-0. You think, oh, okay, you know, Georgia's going to make some adjustments. Not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all for Georgia. And then Georgia goes down, they score. And then here comes a run from Ohio State. They go up 21-7. So you're like, oh, man, it's been a long time since we've seen Georgia down by 14 points like this. Are they going to be able to respond? Sure enough, they make a run. They score 17 straight points, and they go up 27-24. And then, I'm sorry, 24-21. And you think, oh, okay, Georgia's, you know, pulled their head out of their butt, and they're going to finish, and they're going to pull this out. That was not the case at all. You know, Ohio State gets the ball with 55 seconds. You think, oh, okay, no way Ohio State's going to go right down the field and score. Maybe they get a field goal at best. Nope. Not the case at all. Ohio State goes right down the field, 4 plays, 75 yards, boom, touchdown. And you think, man, where is this vaunted Georgia defense at? I mean, I know the secondary is their weakness, but, man, they should be playing this bad. But then I thought, you know, Georgia's going to go in, make adjustments. Georgia's going to come out, they're going to dominate the second half and win, you know, by 10 points or so. Not the case at all. It was just back and forth in the third quarter. Georgia didn't really do much in the third. Ohio State put up more points. So, we're going into the fourth quarter, and Ohio State's just cruising. And all they got to do is just hold on, They're up 35-24, and you think, man, unless Ohio State just completely falls apart, there's no reason why they shouldn't win. Not the case, man. You just, Stetson Bennett, Georgia, they kept fighting to the very end. There were some blown coverages by Ohio State that helped out Georgia. So we get down, and a minute left. Georgia throws a touchdown pass. They go up 42-41, and you think, I kept telling my boys as we're watching the game, Georgia gave up too much. There's too much time on the clock. They should have ran the ball on time, wasting more clock. This is way too easy for Ohio State because all they got to do is get in field goal range to win. And then, just like I thought, Ohio State goes right down the field, 3rd and long. Stroud runs out, avoids the sack with all the pressure that's coming his way. And you think, oh, okay, a 50-yard field goal, it's doable. But then that kicker, all they got to do is get a field goal to knock off the defending champs, shock the world. But then the kicker, he just shanks it. It was a horrible kick, not even close. So, like I said, this has been one of the greatest days of football I've ever seen with the playoffs. OU had that great game with Georgia in 2017. Went to double overtime, and OU ends up losing after giving up a big lead. Or OU had a big lead, and they blew it and gave it up, and they lose in double overtime. But, man, since that game, to have both these games today come out like that, and just be, games down to the very, very, usually one game may be close, but then the other is just a complete blowout, and just, man, ridiculous. But this, by far, it's not even close. This has been the greatest day of college football since the playoff era. Both games came down to the last minute, and I'm just excited. I'm not sure what the betting line is yet for Georgia and TCU next Monday. I'm sure Georgia's probably going to be a 7 to 9 point favorite. Nobody's going to give TCU a chance, and it's on paper Georgia's going to go in and dominate. But after today, and seeing what TCU was able to do against Michigan, Michigan was supposed to come in and just out physical TCU. TCU was supposed to have the horses to last 4 quarters. Man, guys, I feel like this is a team of destiny with TCU. First-year coach just coming in and doing what they did. Michigan, as I knew TCU was physical, but I did not know that they could bring it to this kind of level. So next Monday, Georgia TCU. I can't wait. It's going to be an exciting, great, great game. I'm going to be rooting for TCU, still being in the Big 12 and just seeing TCU be the underdog. How can you not root for Max Duggan and TCU to pull this possible upset and shock the world and become champs over the heavy favorite Georgia? So, man, guys, y'all let me know down below in the comments how shocked were you by today's results? Is it something that you expected? Where does today compare in the previous years of the playoff games? To me, this is by far, it's not even close. This is by far the greatest pair of semifinal games that I've ever seen with the college football playoff era. So y'all let me know, y'all let me know below what y'all think about just the outcomes. Are you shocked? Were you, is it what you thought you were going to see? And tell me what you guys think about next week with TCU and Georgia. Do you think TCU is going to win? Do you think Georgia, do y'all feel like today woke up Georgia and they're going to come in way more focused, ready to go, and TCU is going to have their hands full? Or, do you feel like this is going to be a team of destiny and TCU is going to shock the world, and for the first time in history, we might have a national championship where it's a first-year coach at a new place, and they may shock the world. So y'all let me know. Below what y'all think about today's outcomes and next Monday in the national championship game. But until then, I want to wish all of you guys a happy New Year. I'm here in the St. Louis area, so it's not quite midnight yet, but I know on the East Coast y'all are already into 23. So I wish all of you guys a happy New Year, and I hope you all have the best year yet. So until then, Boomer, and I will see you in the next one.